Did you know that wolves are destroying Western wildlife, culture, and livelihoods? Did you know that over 90% of some of the most famous wildlife herds in the world have been destroyed by wolves since the federal government released the animals in the West in 1995? Did you know that large carnivores, especially wolves, are the active ingredients in the Agenda 21 recipe? Without large, destructive, diseased wolves running around, it would be far more difficult for agencies to work with environmental groups to create and expand more and more man-free wilderness zones and to connect them together through land acquisitions and wildlife corridors. It's all about getting people out of the rural areas by ruining their rural economies. Did you know that the United States Fish and Wildlife Service worked closely with radical environmental groups and cheated the Endangered Species Act when they released Canadian gray wolves into Yellowstone, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming? Did you know that the original guidelines called for 78 to 100 wolves in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, and now we have thousands upon thousands of wolves that are spreading all over the place, and nobody seems to care? Do you know that these same wolves can and will attack and kill humans? A school teacher in Alaska was killed by wolves in 2010. Did you know that the Congress of the United States said no to the bill that was going to fund the reintroduction? Did you know it was self-avowed socialist Ted Turner, a man who wants to see 90% of humanity wiped off the planet, who's one of the biggest proponents of the wolf reintroduction? And did you know it was the man who oversees Ted Turner's Endangered Species Fund that personally led both the reintroduction of wolves in the Northern Rockies and the reintroduction of wolves in the Southern Rockies? Do you know it was recorded that this same man said at an event in Minnesota in 2002 that the wolf reintroduction has nothing to do with wolves, but has everything to do with driving 30,000 ranchers out of the public lands?